So what happens when you take Ninja Gaiden and Onimusha and apply them to the Dark Souls formula? Well, we're about to find out with the upcoming high-budget game by Team Ninja called Nioh. This game may not be on your radar, and that would be understandable. Koei Tecmo has a rich history of making Japanese historical action games, which are great and all, but not everyone's taste of tea. They announced what looked like just yet another one of those historical games back in 2004. It starred a blonde-haired, blue-eyed warrior battling against warriors and Japanese demons. It was supposed to be loosely based on the script for an unfinished film by Akira Kurosawa called Oni as well. It wasn't on my radar either, and it seems that head honcho Shibusawa-san knew that it wasn't going to be special, so they halted work on the title after 5 years of development, essentially killing the entire project. But then they made the decision to reboot the project around 2010, with Team Ninja being put in charge. He knew that he wanted something different, so early prototypes, which felt a little similar to Ninja Gaiden, were dismissed and the team were charged with coming up with something completely new. Fast forward to 2015, and they said that after several years of steady development and very clear vision, things were really coming together well. They re-announced the title as a PlayStation 4 exclusive and showed off gameplay which obviously had a very heavy Dark Souls influence, which has me very excited. So while the project has been alive for 10 years, the current game as it is now has been in development for about 5 years. Okay, let's check out a gameplay demo that they did in Tokyo Game Show last year. If you notice, the world has a really nice, dark, almost Dark Souls atmosphere to it, but it's very Japanese. Now pay attention to the bottom right. He just switched from a neutral stance to an upward holding stance for his sword. And that's almost like two-handing a weapon, I think, in Dark Souls, so it gives him access to stronger attacks. And now he just switched to the downward stance for his weapon. And from there you can do a series of different defensive moves and parries and counters, which is also really neat. With Team Ninja behind it, you know we're going to get some really nice, authentic swordplay. Okay, now here we see a bloodstain of another player online who has died. A cool thing about this game is you can summon them, and they come back as like raging spirits. So it's a high risk thing to do in the middle of playing, but if you can beat the other players, you can earn some really neat loot apparently. Really nice system of counters. If you notice on the bottom right hand side, there's actually like a currency. It's almost like souls. And then here we see some really glimpses of him changing his armor. This is real time, so you gotta be careful. You could get attacked while you're changing your armor. And if you look really closely, you'll see the same type of stats that you see on Dark Souls, like anti-paralysis, anti-poison, weight, and all those other stuff as well. So this is another thing, like you see 3 guys here, so this is kind of like the same type of mob mentality that you have with like Dark Souls. Then he's just switched to a long spear, which is better at handling a mob. It's just a nice departure because Koei Tecmo specializes in games where it's like 100 enemies at once. So here we have 3 bloodstains, so you kind of get the idea that there's either an ambush or a really powerful enemy behind here. So I like it. It's what they do in Dark Souls, and you get a great sense of fear and apprehension before you enter an area. Yeah, he just got his butt kicked. They didn't show it here, but they actually have like a "you died" screen, only it's written in Japanese. So just like Dark Souls, if you die, you drop what looks like your experience points, but also you drop your Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians you can swap out at checkpoints, but they're kind of used like magic in this game. You can use them to use special powers for your weapon for a limited period of time. Here we see that he's activating this wolf here, and it gives him a longer fire sword, which is really cool. I love the visual effects that they have on this. It really helps you, I think, get into the spirit and it captures something that's very unique to this game. But I also like that the magic doesn't make him like instantly overpowered. It's not like one-hit kills. Very cool. Picking up your loot. Okay, in this next area you can see that he's using a bow now. So we do have bow gameplay, which is cool. Another thing I'll draw your attention to is on the left hand screen, just like Dark Souls, we have some quick items that you can select. The upper one appears to be sort of like a potion, just like an Estus flask. Now here he goes up this mountain road and there's a small shrine. The small shrines look like they're going to act like bonfires, so you're able to level up here, and you're also able to swap out your guardian spirits. we see the same type of stuff like vitality, dexterity, power, the same kind of stuff you see in the Dark Souls-esque games. Now coming here, we have one of the unique features, which is you have these nice visual effects. So it's not just humans that you're going up against in this game. You also have the Oni, which are Japanese demons. Now obviously with these guys, it's all about the tells. And this is the other thing that I think looking at this battle, you get the idea that they've really studied the Souls genre, and I think they get it. Because the monster has tells, whether they're short or small, but he's also very punishing if you accidentally get hit. Take down this little guy, and he drops loot as well, so you can go and earn new weapons and stuff. So that wasn't a boss, that was just like a large, like powerful enemy. Here in the equipment screen, we can see all sorts of stuff like your first weapon, your second weapon, your arrow type, your equipment, 2 charms, and also your guardian spirits. Here we go, it's boss time. I'm kind of curious how the bloodstains work during a boss. If you can like summon like dead players in the middle of a boss fight, that would be kind of suicidal. One thing to take notice here is if you look at his horns, it looks like, just like Monster Hunter, they might have breaks as well, because we'll notice that at one point here he'll smash the head once and he flinched, and he's going to do it again and he's going to break the horns. So it really gets me excited, the idea that you could break certain parts on a monster and it changes the boss fights. Here, right now you see. And now he activates a owl, which looks like it gives him a spear with an elemental attribute onto it. But even that didn't save him from this crazy ass boss, and he now gets killed. And the wonderful "you died" screen. The game is slated to be out sometime in 2016, so this year, my guess, it's probably a holiday title, but they are going to be releasing this alpha demo. I don't know if it's the exact demo we just saw or if it's an updated one, but the alpha demo will be released from April 26th through May 5th only. During this time you can play it, and then what they're doing is they're trying to get user feedback, so I'm going to be definitely streaming it and checking it out, and I encourage all of you guys to download it as well. It's free, we can help them get some good feedback, and this looks like a really nice game. So here's some video of the official trailer. The game looks just spectacular. I'm really hoping that this game has rich lore, but at the very least I know that's going to have a lot of historical hints and mythological hints. For example, like this takes place near Shigisan Temple in Japan during May of 1600. That's where this demo takes place. And it features the blonde guy who looks like he's straight from Witcher 3, but that's actually William Adams, who was a real historical figure who came to Japan. You can look him up. But obviously this is going to be a completely original story, but I do like the idea that they're pulling from actual sources. I'm hoping that they go really rich in the Japanese demons, though. That's what I'm really interested in covering. That, and I'm a hunter, so I want to hunt them and I want to make armor and get their weapons and stuff, so we'll see. Anyways, I hope this helped put the game on your radar. It is most definitely on mine. I will be streaming and covering the demo, so hopefully you do as well. Until next time, happy demon hunting.